Sorry for being 2 minutes late, and I'm sorry I'm still going to be almost 10 minutes late starting the official tour. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed and annoyed. So, apologies. Ohayou gozaimasu. It's raining and it's causing big problems, and I'm trying to hold a gimbal and my phone and a microphone and everything fell on the floor, and it's a bit tricky. And I walked the wrong way. So, hello everybody. I see Charity, France, Maggie, Emily, Beverly, hello, Lisa, Gail, Debbie, Jody, Tracy, Sarah, Ellen, Christina, Karina, hello, Matthew and Michael, Ken, Allison, Dragon Lion Dog, back again. Hi, Dawn. So this is where I just came out of the Plum Grove. Thank you very much to everyone that was on that tour. But yeah, I've walked 15 minutes in the wrong direction. And then when I tried to make my way back, I was silly and thought that the moat was just going to loop around. So I made a poorly educated guess. It didn't loop back around, so I've had to turn back around. And then all of my thingies fell. And my umbrella blew the wrong way. And just a bit of a struggle. So thank you all for coming, and thank you all for your understanding. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm trying to juggle holding the umbrella and the gimbal, so if I rock, that's why. I want to say hello to everybody. Hi, Alison. Hi, Beverly. Carlos, Dawn, Richard, hello. Hi, Evie and Tim. We're walking around the internal moat. Hi, Mindy. Thank you. Thanks, Lisa. Hi, Evie. Hello. Hi, Hayward. Hi, Violetta. Hi, Turquoise. Hi, Gregory. Sorry, lovelies. I really did a number on myself. But to be honest, I've had an incredibly emotional 4 or 5 days. So I'm going to forgive myself, and I hope you guys forgive me too. Let me see if I can get you a nice shot of something along the way. Least I can do for you bearing with me. Hello, Danette and Virginia, Christine and Dawn. Hello. 1 second. It's a right juggle. Hi, Stephanie and Angie. Charity Cullish. Thank you, lovelies. You're very, very kind. I appreciate that you're not going anywhere. Okay, it is 10:50. 10:50 in Japan. AM, of course. Unfortunately, it gets very dark very quickly in Japan. And we're on our way to Genkuen Garden. But Genkuen Garden is part of Hikone Castle Garden. And here, you can see a little advertisement for the nighttime Hanami, so cherry blossom viewing that's coming. So I'm going to try at least once, but hopefully twice, do a nighttime cherry blossom viewing so that we can see everything lit up at night here, and it's going to be really beautiful. Raining where you are too. Well, hopefully that makes the Heygo world and everything seem a little bit smaller. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Carol. Anyone who's coming late, you're not late. I am. I made a big old boo-boo. But you know what? I'm a human being, and I've had a lot going on. So we let it go, I hope. We're just a few minutes, I think, away from one of the entrances to Genkuen. It is a castle garden. We're walking alongside the moat right now. But the wind is really, really super, super pulling on my umbrella. And it's a little difficult. I think guides would usually cancel the tour if there's wind and rain. Rain I don't really mind too much as long as I have a good old brolly. But wind and rain is a bit of a pain. So I'm using all of my might. I'm so sorry. hopefully this makes the world seem a little bit more real when you come on a Heygo tour, more than anything else. Yeah, nobody has ever walked this path before on a Heygo tour with me. Hi Camilo, hi Sheila, hi April and Dustin. But we're coming up to one of the entrances I would usually take. So that's nice. Entrances to the castle, but it does mean we've got almost 5 more minutes. So I was thinking of just starting the tour officially late. But I thought if you guys are already waiting, it would be a bit sad if I didn't just start the tour. Okay, we're away from the wind catch now. So, how the devil are you all? Are you well? Do let me know. My name is MissKendalJames, and I live in Japan. You can find me online as MissKendalJames. Look at this. These are going to be cherry blossoms. This area is famous for the cherry blossoms. Hi, Mindy. Nice to see you. I don't know if the person is here, but someone left a very kind big tip for me on my last tour, which I appreciate very much. Here we're coming up to one of my favorite sites, the castle post box. Hikone Castle as a post box is just a splendid thing, in my opinion. Good from all angles. But a cloudy old day today. Follow Kendall everywhere, yeah. Check out linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. Oh, how language changes, right? That would have been a creepy old thing to say some time ago. Follow Kendall everywhere. Still in the windy zone. Okay, so all of these would be cherry blossom. They are cherry blossom trees, and they'll come into bloom in about two or 3 weeks. Maybe in this part of Japan, in 3 weeks is 3.5 weeks is the fullest bloom. But we're actually expecting things to be a bit early this year. But very excitingly, at the end of the month, I have a 12-hour tour planned. And I'm planning for this to be one of the finishing spots of my 12-hour tour so that we can see cherry blossoms at night. I'm basically going to take you to all of the wonderful hotspots all the way around Lake Biwa. And of course, most people cannot tune in for the whole tour. But what I'll do when I present that tour is I'll put some pictures in the chat as we're coming up to things so that I can let people know, people who can just pop in for a little while, I can let people know what's coming up so they know when to tune in again. Thank you. Oh, Maggie, Christina said, wow. Oh, thank you, Mindy. That's very kind of you. Mindy, was it you that just said you don't have money for tips? Might be a different Mindy. But if you did on the review, if you did say that on the review, please don't have any pressure to tip. There are so many ways you can support guides, and just being here is the main one. But thank you very, very much. It's so kind of you. I know the struggle, but thank you. So we're coming up to Genkuen Garden. Thank you so much for understanding my pickle. And thanks for bearing with me. There will be some points inside the garden that I can stop and read the official notes, but because of the weather, you're going to have to go with what's in my head, which might mean that it's information heavy, but won't be dates heavy. I'm not necessarily so good at maintaining dates in my head. Stephanie's booked for the 12-hour tour. Fantastic. I'm so excited. I'm going to show you shrines in the water, hopefully sunrise, as well as, of course, the sunset. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm trying to, basically, for my sponsors, actually, I think I'm going to do a private behind the scenes. You can see me planning the tour, planning my route. So if you're a sponsor of mine, there's going to be a tour coming in the next week or so. I'll list it in the next week so that you can watch me plan and then you can see how it goes and you can help me make some choices. Hi Skylar, hi Nicole, hi Selena. Nice to see you guys. So we're at Genkuen Garden now. Mary Lou, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to beat any records or anything. The fact is, the tour is going to be all the way around Lake Biwa, the largest lake in Japan. So I'm going to be on the train with you and walking and take you to see lots of incredible sights. Hi, Katie, lovely. Nice to see you. Right, guys, just confirm with you. I'm pretty sure this tour is 45 minutes long. And because it's my fault that we're not here at the right time, I will start the tour from now. I'm afraid the camera just got misty from the humidity. Sorry. So first of all, here we are at Genkuen. Thanks, Katie. That means so much. Genkuen Garden. It means scenic beauty. It is an old daimyo's garden at the northeastern side of the castle and was built by Naoki, the fourth lord of the clan, taking 7 years to complete after it began construction in 1677. It has been thought that the name originates from a garden that belonged to the court of China called Genkuen. It is a noted garden that has been passed from the beginning of the Edo period to present. It is various wandering gardens such as Rinchikaku, okay, the translation's a bit strange. built with a big pond sticking out in the middle. On a building called Hoshodai, 9 bridges connect the island to the pond. And a building connect the islands to the pond and an inlet from the middle of the big pond. It's the big pond's main source, the spring. You can taste the smell of flowers, the chirring of cicadas in chorus, red leaves, a snow scene, the elegance of each season, as if you are a daimyo, Japanese feudal lord. I'll tell you more about that in a bit. Hi, Lauren and Jen. And this is one of the 100 selected soundscapes of Japan. Around Japan, there are so many different heritage points, and some of them are even just sound. Well, not just sound, but are, importantly, sound. Now, the timekeeping bell and chirping of insects in Hikone Castle area is selected by the Environmental Agency as 100 Soundscapes of Japan on June 5th, 1996, in order to preserve landscapes which have such sounds as insects, mountain streams, bells, and festivals which are loved by everyone. The timekeeping bell and chirping of insects in Hikone Castle are among these. The ringing of the bell every 3 hours from the castle area, the continuous songs of cicadas on summer evenings, and the chorus of crickets in Genkuen Garden are soundscapes which should be preserved for the future. So, that's that. This little bell in the background is very sweet, but my phone has got condensation within the lens, so excuse my little mitten here. I'm going to see if that helps the mistiness, but it might not. Not sure. Hi, Doran. Hi. Sorry, I put Donna and Karen together. Hi, Donna. Hi, Karen. Not Doran. Sorry. Welcome. Thanks, everybody. Hi. My name is MissKendalJames, and I look forward to showing you around here. Now, Japanese gardens are not known for flowers as such, but it is coming into plum season in this area, so you're likely to see some plum blossoms, I think, but not too many. Now, I've got a ticket in my pocket, so I'm just trying to... This is what I look like, by the way, trying to manage all of the thingies. So it's a little difficult, but I'm going to do it. Ticket in my pocket. Oh, I hope my ticket is in my pocket. Oh, yes. Good, good, good. Now, when you buy a castle ticket, you get a garden ticket in it too. Oh, sumimasen. Konnichiwa. Arigatou gozaimasu. Here's some flowers in the garden. Hi, Patrick. Nice to see you. Ornamental cabbages. Here's your castle stamp for collecting. If you have a notebook or something around with you. And there's a couple of other really good ones. One for Genkuen. Today is not the day for collecting stamps, considering I don't have my sketchbook and it's very wet. And a little one here. But pretty nice. Even on the back of some of the pamphlets, you can actually find a spot that is for you to collect the stamps too. So welcome. Now, I've had the pleasure of viewing this garden throughout many points, throughout different seasons. In fact, I come back here often because it really changes. Ooh, excuse the umbrella, I'm trying to keep it in position. So it changes so much as the seasons develop. And at the moment, it looks like we've got yellow grass and some green trees. But the trees are green. They're selected in Japanese gardens for their evergreenness, which is pretty lovely, I think. And the green of leaves, the grey of rocks, and the mimicked by the sky colors of the ponds are all very important features in Japanese gardens, and that's why the colors often stay. They do look like bonsai, don't they? They're a type of Japanese pine tree, and you can see kind of long pine cone shapes on them. Hi KL, nice to see you. Thank you all very, very much for coming. I hope that if you came on the castle tour with the plum blossoms that you had a nice time. Now, as I've kept saying, that if you were to view plum blossoms in any other place in Japan right now, they'd be in full bloom. But they aren't up here because we're in the north part of Shiga. We're in Hikone, and Hikone it's not the capital city of Shiga. Otsu is the capital city of Shiga, but which is in the south, and this is in the north. Sorry, I have just seen this rock is in the shape of an eggplant. Hihi, or ebi tempura, in the shape of shrimp tempura. KL says the weather is better now, and is not true. If you mean it's not windy, then that's great. But that is not true, sadly. I'm still very cold, and the umbrella is still protecting me from lots of rain. The open air museum in Hikone. Which open air museum are you referring to? There's a museum that's linked to the castle, but it's not open air. Some lovely viewpoints around here. So I'm an artist, and I like to try and reflect my artistic skills in the postcards I help you guys to get. So I hope you get some really gorgeous shots as we go around here, and you see more elements of stone and wood and water everywhere, amplified by the fact that there's water above me as well. Lots of sculptures and things. There are quite a few sculpture gardens around Japan, but I don't think I'm particularly aware of one that's in Hikone. Where was I recently? I was in Shigaraki, but I didn't take anyone down on a Heygo tour yet, and that has open air sculpture museum, but that's in the mountainside. It's big. Okay, I must investigate. It has a Picasso in it. Oh my goodness, Lauren, thank you very much. Well, one second, let me get a little screenshot here, and I'll investigate. So I'm taking you a different route to what I have done lately when you come to this lovely garden space. You notice the 9 bridges in and around, and there are some incredible views that we're going to get of the castle from the ideal viewpoints. But please take note of this. I hope you'll come back on this tour multiple times, because you'll see the colors totally change. And this area here, this is an old rice paddy that's not used as a rice paddy anymore, but it gets filled up with all kinds of flowers throughout the seasons, and it's quite gorgeous. And in the background, we can see some incredible mountains. So I'm going to take you down for a better viewpoint of that. Now, in the past, we've sometimes had a whistle-stop tour through this garden, as I showed you as a bonus on the back end of the castle tour. But today, of course, we're taking it slow and having a nice look around. It's in the mountainside. Well, I think that's Shigaraki, I expect. And it's very difficult to get to. But I am planning a tour in that area so I can join it together. But we're far from that. That's not in Hikone. So if you know of a different one that's in Hikone, then do tell. Oh, does it say no going through this bit today? No moseying on through there. But this view, if you get this postcard now and you get this postcard with me throughout the year, I think you'll see it change quite a lot. There's a cable car too. Where are you getting your information from, Lauren? Amazing. I think it could be numerous places, so let me know. In the mountainside, though, that one, if it's where I think it is, that's very far from here. You went there a few years ago. Amazing. Before the pandemic. This is going to change quite a lot, this little bit over here. Look at these wonderful roots. Thank you. If you find the information and you want to send it to me, I'm at MissKendalJames on all of the social media things. So you can find me, for example, on Instagram. linktr.ee/MissKendalJames. And you can catch some videos of this. They have a wonderful festival here to celebrate the 100 soundscapes of Japan. Almost looks like summer in this shot, doesn't it? The 100 soundscapes of Japan and the crickets that are chirping here. I think it happens in September, and it's just stunning. And I had the wonderful chance of seeing, in fact, the Voyagers had the wonderful opportunity to see and hear ladies playing the koto, a special Japanese instrument. And that was just fantastic. So there's an edited video on YouTube as well as a full uncut tour, but also there are nighttime illuminations to celebrate autumn. But here we are, saying goodbye to winter and hello to spring. Just creeping in. Thank you so much. Okay. Now you see the big pond in the middle. There was a very unusual translation of the representation of this pond. But we have more of these Irohamatsu trees that are outside the front part of the castle walls. Hikone. Lauren, that makes a bit more sense now. Yeah, Hikone is quite far, I think. It's not on my radar. And I do travel quite far. I'll travel 400 kilometers here and there. Speaking of which, I'll be uploading lots of tours for Tokyo for next week. It's Monday for me. So next week, Monday night, after I do my evening to night shift, I'll be taking you to Yokohama to see the largest Chinatown in Japan, and to also take you to see the sea and some wonderful sights and walk through some wonderful gardens. I should go there. Yeah, well, I'll do my best. Hello, Gertrude. Nice to see you. So sorry about the wind and everything, of course. Battling the elements to make sure that I bring you to this wonderful, wonderful space to appreciate the greenness and wateriness of these Japanese gardens. Right, this is not the ideal viewpoint for the castle, but it's just one of them. So I'll get you a little peek over here. Just one of many. And one important feature of Japanese gardens, I'm sure you've heard me say before, if you're used to coming on my tours, well, first of all, we've got some lovely plum blossoms behind me, so I'm looking forward to getting you guys a close-up of those. But do you see over here, there are very interesting rocks. Now, every stone, every rock that's been selected to be in a Japanese garden has been selected very, very carefully for its characteristics. And it is said that some of the rocks in Japanese gardens, well, most of them even, have the characteristics of other things. It could be animals, it could be people, it could be that of mountains or different countries, and it could even be that of famous people, especially samurai warlords or daimyo. Daimyo are the folk that would have looked after different regions in Japan. They're effectively rulers of regions, but they weren't the samurai. They weren't doing the battles. So basically, if you were a samurai and you fought a very, very good battle in the name of the emperor, then you would be upgraded to daimyo, and then you would have your own state to look after, basically. Look, got some lovely plum blossoms. Now, flowers are not usually a strong feature in Japanese gardens, so this is just a special little treat. There are often just one or two specially selected trees, such as an apricot blossom or an apricot tree, an apple tree, which create the blossoms in kind, or a cherry blossom tree, but usually just one or two of each. Hi, Olive. Nice to see you. Gertrude, aren't you up very, very early in the morning? Are you okay? So we're lucky if we get to see flowers in a Japanese garden, I think. Sometimes we see a couple of hydrangea. Oh, you can't sleep. Well, I hope this helps you a little bit. You can literally listen to the pitter-patter of rain as it descends upon my plastic umbrella. But these umbrellas are much better than umbrellas that we have in the UK. Hi, Komugi. Nice to see you. My little hand is so frozen. So cold. Another thing that's really important in Japanese gardens, and it's one of the reasons that those types of fruit trees are selected and why Japanese ferns are selected. Pine trees, the Japanese pine trees, they are selected because of their evergreenness, as I mentioned earlier. But the fruit trees are selected because the trunk styles are so impressive. The silhouettes of the trunk styles just look fantastic throughout the seasons, and they look a lot like Japanese calligraphy and sumie paintings, which I think is very, very nice indeed. Hi, Michelle. Nice to see you. Try and get you some new shots. Try and look at it with fresh new eyes. Right, let me see. Kendall with 2 L's. Just 1 L, please. Please Google the 2010 Olympics. Very similar. Okay, I'll try that. I've got a screenshot. I'll see what I can do. But look, this stone looks like a bunny rabbit. Or a Totoro. A giant Totoro. Let me go back a little bit. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to call that the baby Totoro. What do you think? Lisa, you're my aficionado on such a thing. 3, 2, 1. Chili. Works for me. I like it. So I'm going to sneak up the back over here. Why not? Why not go on the secret garden route? Doesn't have a proper path. All the stone paths are specially selected. We've got lovely, I think it's camellia that's fallen off the trees, finally. It hung on for dear life. Just odd little red flowers that have been going for about 5 months, I think. But quite sweet. I almost picked one up earlier and I thought, no, it's really muddy. Be sensible, Kendall. It feels a bit like going on a British forest walk if we go through this way. The trees that have smooth bark, or maybe it's not exactly smooth actually. If it was really smooth, it would be a birch tree. These ones, I'm not sure. But look at these, gorgeous and interesting trunks. But let me see, there's a bit of information I can read, but I need to get to a safe spot. So we'll see if it's written in there. And I do actually have my own notes in my bag, but it's too rainy today for me to acquire my own notes. I apologize. I'm afraid I can't get a hold of that link unless somebody sends it to me. If Sarah is watching, Sarah's been nice and sent me the odd link before on Instagram. Oh my goodness, guys. Thanks for the links, but I'm afraid I can't click on them. Look at these. I love the mountains in the distance. There's loads of little coots, little birds down there. Maggie says, why? Yummy. Oh, frozen hand. My poor hand. I'm doing little claw shapes to try and warm up my fingers. Thanks, Maggie. Maggie's doing for admiration of the scenery. Okay, I'm doing this now. I'm going to do this and hold my gimbal with my hand like that. Ooh, windy section. So we're right in the heart of Hikone City, actually, and it's the prefectural baseball diamond. I learned recently it's called a diamond. I didn't know that. I'm not the sporty type. Is actually right next to us, so that's what you could see in the distance just there. And we're coming up to the best view. Thank you, Ken. That would be lovely. We're coming up to one of the best views of the castle, believe it or not, because we're kind of walking around the back. Gardens in Japan are always created usually to go with castles or prestigious homes, especially from the likes of wealthy merchants. And there's ducks. And usually the idea is that you would entertain guests. So there are tea houses in the garden, and there's usually a clear promenading route. So you can take many different routes around the garden so that you can stroll and enjoy yourself. And here we're coming up to one of the best views. But if you hang with me on this tour, I'm going to take you to see a lovely wealthy merchant's residence, kind of like a little palace on the other side, but maybe palace loosely used. Much colder than I thought it would ever possibly be today. So we were up there just an hour or so ago. Hi Ree, hi Dina, nice choice of timing here. And I was hoping this would be the point that I could read a little something to you. It seems a little chill. The wind has eased off a little bit, so bear with me. Let me get a little something out of my pocket. See what I can do. But beautiful, isn't it? Donna, thank you for your recommendation of wearing the gloves. As many people know, I'm kind of famous for wearing these cute little gloves with doggies on. But I live in Moriyama, and Moriyama is a little bit warmer than here. And recently it's been 16 to 18 degrees in Japan for the last week and a half. So I totally took for granted that it would be warmer today. It's getting colder because of the wind, but it's a little oversight from me. Sorry, I've got to hold the umbrella. I'm using my head and my hand. A little oversight from me, but I've got my umbrella, and if I didn't have the umbrella, we would not be doing the tour. So yes, thank you for your recommendation, but I normally have gloves. Excuse me. I'm gonna open this. Some people have friends with them on their tours, and it just takes the load off if someone can, I don't know, feed you some food or hold a bottle for you or open something. Exactly. It's a little bit like putting the snow shovel away prematurely, which, it's been snowing all around, strangely, in the UK as well last week. But spring is coming. I mean, we've been to official festivals and everything. And my gloves are so cute. Yes. Thanks for opening the chat to chime in with that. So, Genkuen Garden was constructed during the first half of the Edo period in 1603 to 1868 is the Edo period, in the part of the grounds of the Keiyaki Goten Palace, which you'll see in a moment, which is the present Rakura Kuen Palace, used as a subsidiary residence of the Lord. In a pond in the center of this spacious garden, 4 large and small islands are located and connected to the shore by various types of bridges, which allow visitors to stroll in the garden along the various routes. The bridges also are featured as highlights in this garden and allow for various landscape views. Along the paths, 4 tea houses that are not around today were located, indicating that the garden was used for social gatherings of feudal lords who enjoyed tea ceremonies in these tea houses. In the garden, a pond bank preservation project is underway, as well as the restoration of the rice paddy. The rice paddy we walked past earlier. Hi, Margarita. Hi, Douglas. Okay, I'm going to walk around to the palace now and get some more lovely views. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Says me. It's my hands that are the biggest problem, but it's going to be warm all of the other days. It's just an oversight. I've been wearing my gloves for so long, but not today. Thank you, Andy. That's so kind of you to leave me a tip. Ooh. So when you buy your ticket for the castle, it's 800 yen, not too much money. Of course, I've made it up here, which is also 600 yen each way. Look at these incredible stones just under here. I think you can really gather the characteristics I was talking about, talking about the shapes of the rocks and how they might be akin to other things and other people even. And look, we've got a unique view through here that we've never had before. I really hope that when you come back on my tours, you get a strong sense of me really doing my best to get you guys views that you've never seen before. just by a little crouching or a new repositioning or coming back on a different season. Hello, bonjour. Hi, Ole. And hi, Douglas. What was I saying? Yes, the ticket is 800 yen, but you get a little side bit, a little side piece on your ticket, which gets you your entrance to this garden as well, if you so choose. Or if you just want to come into the garden, sometimes there's a little special exhibition, an outside installation, or a light up something, then it's 200 yen, unless there's a very special thing, such as a nighttime opening, then it's usually about 500 yen. And in British money, 500 yen is about £3.60, and in American money, it's about £4.50 as your kind of guide. Some pruning happening over on this side over here. Ooh, full blown pruning. And that's a cherry tree that's gonna do its blooming. It's nothing yet up in this colder part of Japan. Or colder part of Shiga, I should say. There are much, much colder parts of Japan, especially like where Delena lives. She lives right up in the snowy snow bit of it in the north. And I live in the southwest of Japan, which is not the central southwest of Japan, which is not known for being particularly cold. In fact, it's known for being quite lovely because we're next to Lake Biwa. And Lake Biwa takes the edge off of a lot of the humidity. I mean, it's still humid as anything, but it takes the edge off a lot of the humidity that we experience in the summer here. But I'm so excited because this year, for the first time in what will be almost 4 years, I'll be visiting the UK to see my friends and family. And that means, because I'm going in summertime, it means I'm not going to have to get tinnitus from listening to the cicadas for 5 months of the year. I can just listen to them for 4 months of the year. And I don't have to suffer the humidity for 6 months of the year. I can just suffer it for 5 months. Whoo-wee! Small wins. And I can experience the long, long days and nights in the UK. I really love that the summer sunlight goes on until 10 p.m. in the peak of the summer. It's really quite something. Perhaps waking up at 4:30 a.m. is not good. Yeah, me too, Michelle. But the whole trip, unfortunately, is going to cost me about a quarter of my annual income, which is a pretty devastating blow. But I'm going to take it as the adventure of a lifetime. I've got some incredible plans for you guys. I'm going to take my voyages to about 10 different cities in the UK, so I'm excited for that. And I'm very pleased to announce that I will also be visiting Ashfaq in Dubai on my way back. YOLO. You only live once. True. This is a tea house just over here. 1 second. I really am doing a balancing act right now. We've got a tea house just there. That one is still in active use, and you can sit inside it and enjoy the scenes as well. But it's not peak season right now, and it's a chilly old day. And some things, they're open so many days of the week that they choose one day of the week to be closed. Thanks, Lauren. Oh, Stephanie says, "Thank you, Kendall," with a bunch of exclamation marks. So thank you. Is that moss on the roof? Actually, the good question. That is a thatched roof, which has got moss on it. So yes, it's an old style thatched roof, which you'll see it in different parts of Japan, actually. For example, in Gifu, you can see lots of examples of that. And at some points throughout Shiga, I can even, and have even shown you things like that. Let me see if I can get you a little humble little blossom. Ta-da! Hi, Bella. Nice to see you. I think Bella means beauty, doesn't it? What an apt time to come in. Right, I'm going to put my brolly away for a second. Oh, then I can warm up one of my hands, at least. So bear with me. Just going to tie that. Try not to drop you guys. There's a view. Then let's go to the palace. Will you think it's a palace? I wonder. But it's got a nice name and some nice information. Excuse me 1 second. The brolly has been through some stuff and it doesn't want to comply with its usual folding. And in fact, I've just poked a whopping great hole in it. I think you can probably hear real British lingo being used by me sometimes. Whopping great hole. Who says that? I do. Okay. Ugh. Let's go up. There's a beautiful tree here, though. Let's have a bit of beautiful tree. Everything might as well be a palace in comparison to your house. That's fair. I live in a mansion. In Japan, a block of flats or an apartment block is called a mansion. So I live in a mansion. Beat that. But I just live in a one-bedroom flat. It's not even got a bedroom. I live in like a studio flat. Beverly says, I still have my plastic umbrella that I brought home from Japan. Konnichiwa. And yes, guys, I'm thinking of one of the souvenirs I'm going to take back. If I can fit in my suitcase, I'm going to take some Japanese umbrellas. But it's going to be a bit tricky trying to fit them in my suitcase. But I think my mummy should have one for walking her dog. So I'm going to do my best and have a diagonal umbrella. I haven't a cherry blossom umbrella from... Oh, I have a cherry blossom umbrella from Japan. Lovely. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you. Look at the lovely shapes on these, in the architecture just here. I think it looks really Ghibli-esque, like the house from My Neighbor Totoro or something. Ghibli is like the Disney of Japan. For sure. Hi, Julie. I often forget if I said hello to someone. Now, this has been under reconstruction for quite a long time. They've been fixing it up. So they're fixing it up at the back, and it's not set to be finished until 2025, actually. But you see there's still a bit of construction happening right in the distance. But we're going to walk in and around it a little bit because there are some really beautiful views over there as part of this garden. But let me tell you, it is called Keiyaki Goten. It's a private residence. The fourth lord of Hikone, Ii Naoki, began construction of this family residence in 1677. So 50 years after completion of the castle. It was completed 2 years later, and all of the neighbouring daimyo admired its beauty. It was built of zelkova, an exceptionally hard and durable wood. This is the original structure with its many sections, although it has been repaired many times. The 12th Lord, Ii Naoaki, built an annex in the early 1800s called Raku Raku no Ma, and since then the Keiyaki Goten has come to be known as Raku Rakuen. Raku means enjoy. The name Raku Rakuen is probably from a poem. Virtuous men enjoy the mountain, wise men enjoy the water, based on the idea of the lords enjoying what the common people enjoy. And here you go, you can have a picture of that for yourselves. Okay, let's go and have a walk around. So we say goodbye to the garden as we know it, but we're going to walk in and have a little look at that lovely bit of the Japanese garden over there. And we can say a little goodbye to the shapes and sounds of the crunching gravel and the wind through the trees. One more time for what? The information. Okay. I was close enough to call that okay. That's you taking a picture. Got it? Okay. Thanks for waving goodbye. Oh, it's nice not to hold my umbrella. That was making for 2 sets of cold fingies. No, thank you. No, thank you. So we have to step out a little bit and back around the other side. But we don't have to go too far. So this is technically the official end time of the tour, but I was 10 minutes late carrying you around the moat. So I hope that you will stick with me for 10 more minutes as we enjoy the other part. Oh, there's beautiful, bright pink ume plum blossom over here. Wow, it's shocking pink. How fun. Let's have a look. Now, I can't stress enough how you need to hit the notification on my Hikone Castle tours so that you can really come and experience the cherry blossoms. It's going to be quite spectacular. So do consider joining me. Wow. the darkness of the Zelkova wood against these plum blossoms. It's just lovely. I really want to eat them. Don't think you're meant to eat them, but they look really tasty. Don't think they're food. Just yummy looking. Excuse me. Focus. Ta-da! Great color. Yeah, really great color. There's a great tree. Not tree. That's not a tree. This is not a tree. There's a great rock here. Stone. Okay, umbrella out of the way. Here you go. Ta-da. Yeah, going right out of the trunk. They're beautiful, aren't they? And this is the Japanese pine up close. It's really interesting, I think. So much moss everywhere. It's such a feature of Japanese gardens, the moss. Such a feature. Excuse me. Come on. Kiss a little focus. Ta-da! Beautiful. Beautiful. And little buds here too. Let me see if I can. There you go. Little waving hello to you guys. And the rooftops. So nice. Oh, I've received a mystery gift. A Voyager has, I think a Voyager or a friend, I don't know. Someone has sent me warm socks. If you're the person who has sent me warm socks from the internet that cost about $10 and then the same again for postage, thank you very much. But please show yourself so I can thank you. They sent me super warm thermal socks. They arrived a little bit off season, but yes. I'm loving that orange roof back in the middle there. It is nice. Confusing, there's no message, but nice. We've got pink, green, orange, grey, white, everything just there. Oh, your daughter lives in Sapporo. Your daughter is not Delena, is it? The guide in Sapporo. That's very cool that she lives there. So you're learning a little bit about Japan so that you can teach her and engage with her a little bit. Sarah says it has to be someone who has your address, so it isn't us. That is not true, Sarah. It does have to be someone who has my address, but that does not mean that it's not you guys, because I have sent many letters to Voyagers, and if I send a letter to a pen pal that I've connected from Heygo, or I send something else, oh, it isn't us. I'm saying it's not. It has to be someone who has your address. It isn't us. Yeah, that's why I think it's a Voyager. Potentially. Who knows? So my sponsors also get things that I send to them. I send seasonal cards. So if you're looking for cherry blossom cards and daffodil cards, I haven't sent the daffodils yet, and I haven't made the cherry blossoms yet, but I'm looking forward to sending those soon. I've just been gathering a few other things to send to sponsors and friends too. I think you would have told me, but I also don't think you would have spent $20 on socks, Sarah. There's a long old list of people who have my address, yeah. Long old list. So go ahead, let the socks flow. Maggie says, I've just signed up for your Wednesday tour. Lovely, Maggie. My Wednesday tour, I think that's my Thursday morning. And I think that is coming to see the incredible Ishiyama Temple. And that was one that I had to reschedule. I cancelled it a week and a half ago to be put on exactly the same day, 2 weeks later, at exactly the same time. I've put it at my 8:30 a.m., which is too early for me, but I'm going to do it because I want people in the UK before they go to bed, if they stay up a little bit late, to be able to come to that. What do you think? Isn't this lovely? Lovely, lovely, lovely. The buildings are so gorgeous, aren't they? Just stunning. I would love to go and sit inside that one, actually. And all of the buildings and things that happen that exist next to Japanese gardens, they are designed with viewpoints in mind. So when you look out of that lovely space just there, you get to see this lovely view just here. And you can imagine that changing just perfectly throughout the seasons. Generally staying green, but you will also see lots of red flicker throughout the Japanese garden. I'm going to get you a little bit of a close-up up here. It says not to go inside, but these are tatami mats inside, which I made from straw, grasses and things. And this is typical of a Japanese house, old-style house. The kind of paper windows that are replaced frequently enough, every 2 to 5 years, and the mats on the ground, the tatami mats, are replaced every 10 to 25 years. It depends sort of how well you care for them or what they're subject to. As in, these ones are a lot more faded and more damaged than the ones that are inside, because these are walked on more frequently and they're also closer to the elements outside. But normally, so the sliding doors have been removed from the front part of this palace house. But throughout the insides, you can see there are sliding doors, and it just allows you to really appreciate the seasons from every aspect of your home, from every room of your home. You can appreciate many aspects of the place, I should say. The lights are really lovely, yeah. And in the background here, you can see cranes are painted onto the doors, which is pretty typical of nicely made Japanese houses, and especially ones that belong to merchants or daimyo feudal lords. So, as promised, I made up the 10 minutes that I stole from you guys at the beginning in my stress of being in a new place in the wrong direction with all the rain and everything. So thank you very much for sticking with me for an extra 10 minutes. I appreciate you entrusting me with your time and sticking around. Have a good night. It's the beginning of my day, I'm afraid. I have to go to work now. I have to go and do my day job right up until the night. So I am out working for 14 hours today. Well, out traveling or working for 14 hours. So thank you so much to anybody that has recognized the worth of that with a tip on any of my tours today. Thank you so much to my sponsors, and an incredible thank you to all of you for being here, because no point having a karaoke of it and doing an empty orchestra, just talking to myself. Oh, Julie, don't worry, lovely. That's very kind of you to say. She says, sorry, I only caught the end. I will try to be more respectful. That's very sweet of you to say. And just your acknowledgement that you'd have liked to come earlier is enough. But please follow me on YouTube at MissKendalJames, and then you can probably check out this tour being launched on there in the future. Check this out. There's a bunny rabbit on the top. And thank you so much, Valerie, for your tip. That's very kind of you. Little bunny rabbit up there. Thank you. So I usually upload a lot of my tours online, especially if there are no signal problems, or otherwise they were a success. And I'm hoping that whoever watches it and sees it uncut and sees me failing at the beginning by being in the wrong place with all the rain, being a little bit stressed and sad, that they recognize that I did my very best. Thank you very much. Oh, my hair's all a fluff, but thank you. Bye-bye.